What's going on, Fortnite fans? My name's TheNotable, and in this video, we're gonna be playing some Fortnite in RTX. RTX is very complicated, but simply put, it's gonna make my game look so much better, and I can't wait to show you with game number 1. So here we are in game number 1 with everything cranked to the absolute maximum. I loaded up a creative match to start, and I can already tell that looks, that looks nice. As a guy who normally plays on medium to low settings, I'm really noticing some differences here, especially the grass. It's so jiggly. I could go over all the differences with Fortnite RTX, but one of the biggest things you'll notice is the upgraded lighting. Notice the jet on the back of my glider. It's illuminating this sort of blue light on the back of my character. And under normal Fortnite settings, you're not gonna get that. Game 1 was designed to be a torture test. I dropped Stark Industries, where there's lots of people and AI, so I figured this would put my computer to the test. And I must say, while it looked nice, the frame rate was not what I'm used to. Don't get me wrong, it's playable. I was getting 60 FPS most of the time. Just don't expect this to run on your mom's laptop. Though in game number 1, my beautiful RTX experience was cut a little bit short because I didn't live very long. Game 2, I'm dropping right back into Stark Industries for another torture test. This time we're turning off all of the shadows. I had heard online that can help. It sorta helped. I definitely got more frames, but I wouldn't say they were anything crazy. To be honest, there isn't much difference between 60 and 80 frames per second. And if I'm being honest, no shadows? It doesn't really look right. It's a little uncanny, especially with everything else being so detailed. Sure, maybe I can hit my shots a little bit better with this higher frame rate, but something about it just really doesn't look right. But that makes sense. RTX, ray tracing, it's all about lighting. And when you take away shadows, well, that's a huge part about lighting. You'll really start to notice a lot of the RTX and ray tracing differences at nighttime, but in this game, I didn't make it to nighttime, just sunset. Game 3, I turned on performance mode, which just doesn't really make too much sense. It's RTX ray tracing. You're not looking for good frames. It didn't seem to help, didn't seem to hurt, didn't matter because I died. In these early games, I was sort of hoping I could find some way to get 150, maybe even 200 frames per second while still getting some of that nice ray tracing. Just gotta tell you right now, it's not gonna happen. Don't try. No computer is strong enough. And when you're going for a ray tracing look, compromising definitely shows. You can easily tell that there's no shadows on these trees, even though the lighting of the sky looks beautiful. And like I've been saying, the ray tracing effects in Fortnite are really beautiful at night. If only I could make it there. You know, every time I change the settings around, it just ends up looking worse, but I'm still looking for those top tier frames. Here I turned up shadows a bit, had it on performance mode, also had all of the ray tracing stuff on it. You know, it looks pretty good, a little shimmery. I'm getting used to fighting on it too, but there's definitely something to be said about this hurting your game performance. I could hardly see this guy. Even when you play it back, most of that guy was covered in shadow. Pretty hard to see. Some things are worth a little performance hit though, like the campfires. Look at that, it's so cozy. Oh, the light. And that's not even max. Shadows are a must. They're gonna wreck your frame rate, but if you're going for this nice look that's a little more ambient and draws you in, you're gonna need shadows. Sure, I'm not playing on a blistering 240 frames per second, but at least I have enough frames to hit a nice pump shot. But in the end, it looks like I didn't have enough frames to live. Just to see, for game 6, I put everything on medium like I normally do, but turned on ray tracing. It looks okay. My butt's got a nice shadow. My frame rate was a little bit higher, but you can definitely tell that this is medium. My frames were definitely better this game, and it didn't look terrible, but this is Fortnite, and my guns were bad, so I died. Same settings game 7, I loved the smoothness of last game and just wanted another taste. I lied, these aren't the same settings. I turned off ray tracing, and you can't really tell. It's still medium, so it's not looking great, but your boy's at 200 frames per second. I'm feeling good, give me those kills. I could make a point here about higher frame rates being better for videos because you can get better gameplay, but I died pretty early on, so can't really say that. All right, enough messing around. We're on full 100% epic ray tracing, and you can tell I'm shiny. I'm done trying to compromise for a good frame rate, just make it look pretty. Oh, my computer's getting real hot. The warning lights are on. It's flashing. It looked beautiful. You just can't see it because you are a mere mortal. Okay, I've put ice packs in the computer and also moved to Alaska and put on a cool skin, so hopefully this will help a little bit. I have to play this from inside the fridge of my local McDonald's, but look at that chest. Oh, it's shiny. And I'm getting a little used to the lower frame rate. It's only been 9 games, cut me some slack. Yeah, I don't miss shots because I'm low on frames. I miss shots because I am not good. By game 10, I'm done with the torture test. I'm just trying to check out Fortnite in RTX, and Doom's domain is looking pretty shadowy. Doom's domain was empty, so I got all of the loot, and now I'm pretty much maxed out. Yep, just like my Fortnite graphics settings, I'm 100% maxed out. And you know, it looks pretty nice. And when your guns are good enough, you don't even have to aim. They pretty much get the kills themselves. I love me some fast gameplay. Playing at 240 plus frames per second is pretty buttery smooth. You play a lot better, but it's pretty hard to argue that this doesn't look way better. You're watching this on YouTube, and a viewer on YouTube can only ever see 60 frames per second. So there might be something to making those 60 frames per second absolutely beautiful. And at the end of the day, there's guys out there that play on a lot less than 60 frames and still get wins. You just witnessed the prettiest win that I've ever had in my Fortnite career yet. You know, this is an interesting conversation for me. When I first started playing Fortnite, it was on Xbox, where frame rates, graphics settings are all pretty much the same. It's only recently, since I started playing some PC Fortnite, that I've been able to change my graphics settings, and I guess it's really hard to pick exactly what you want. Hold on, guys. I don't actually live very long in this game, so I'm gonna skip to the next one. We can make our point. My point is, this whole RTX Fortnite update has me seriously wondering whether or not I should start recording my gameplay in the max settings. I mean, look at my skin. It's beautiful. You could look at that thing for hours. I'm for sure not as quick as I am on 240 frames per second, but I'm talented. Like, I'll learn. I can get good at this. Game 13, you don't even care what's happening on screen. You get lost in Galaxy. Look at him. Oh, and like I've said a couple times in this video, around sunset, nighttime, it starts looking even better. Maybe I'm easy to please, but I don't know, that lantern looks kind of nice, bruh. In this one, I was busy looking at all the shiny objects in the world, from that lamp to my gun, and got attacked by a Thor. This isn't good. I tried my best and fought hard, still died, but I looked good doing it. The skin I'm wearing, game 14, glows in the dark. I just have to make it to the dark. I don't know why I dropped Salty Springs. Somehow, despite my lower frame rate, I wasn't taken out instantly and even killed this guy. I had even further hope that I would see this skin glow in the dark when I shot down this Stark bot. The Silver Surfer thing came out. I was just hiding in a bush when this guy came out of nowhere. I even tried to use an impulse grenade to get away, but that didn't work and he killed me. Well, I guess now I've got to use code famous. It's the law. He killed me and his code is in his name. All right, we're dropping Dirty Docs so I can make it to the end. Between you and me, it's the only place I'm good at. I've got about 60 games of 100 drops that I'll probably never finish. Well, this was pretty nice. I made it to nighttime and my skin slowly started to glow. A glowy glow. The glowiest glow you've ever glowed. Maybe I'm being dramatic, but I've always played on medium to low, and this just looks insane to me. In this game, I survived so long the sun came up again, but then I didn't have my glowy powers and died. Alright, game 16, we're just trying to figure out what my best RTX skin is. We're going for flaming. Unfortunately, even at night, my skin didn't seem to illuminate anything, which was a big bummer. Even if my skin doesn't actually shine, it looked pretty good. Fighting this default in the sunset was quite magical. After killing that default, I went back to the Stark Vault to check out all of the shiny objects on the ground. I had a couple injuries in those last few moments. It was hard to say exactly what went through his mind. He thought of his family, the life he had built. But almost certainly what did go through his mind was that shotgun shell. Game 17, I was so distracted by the beautiful water that I forgot to pick a good spot to drop, so I guess I'm just dropping on the beach. My guns are great, but it looks nice, so I'm not too worried about it. Look at that waterfall. Oh, and look at that. Some guy's crouching in the open and shooting me. This must be a bot lobby. I have kind of been playing bad. This bot here even delivered my government-issued stimulus. What I want to know is how that bot got a hold of all the Iron Man stuff and the vault key. Anyway, now with my upgraded stuff, I went down to the vault, got some kills, and looked good while doing it. Now I'm in the final circle, and honestly, at this point, I wish I had a button that I could turn on the buttery smooth frames, but we're stuck on ray tracing. Whatever, I'm ray tracing everyone in this lobby. I may not have good frames, but I have this thing. Thanks, Disney. This one was definitely close. I missed a lot of shots, but in the end, I did get that win. And I had even just bought the perfect dance from Code Famous. Game 18, I went with another glow-in-the-dark skin. This one turned out to be a glow-in-the-everything skin. That's nice. It looks really good, though. That's nice. Like, if I was watching someone stream and their skin looked like that, I might stay, even if they're terrible. If you're watching this video on the day it came out, make sure to check out my channel. I might be streaming some 100 drops, and this week I'm going with the RTX settings. For recording, it was pretty nice. I'm gonna see if I can do it while streaming. Yeah, after 18 games, I'm definitely starting to get used to this. Check this out. Shot into this guy's box in the final circle, and he was AFK. That's some easy loot. I went over with a bounce pad to collect the bounty, and somehow I won the game. Didn't even have to fire a shot. Wow, I've gotten a lot more wins than I thought I would in this video. It's strange. You know, these wings were free and I never really wore them, but now with RTX, they're one of my favorites. One of my favorite scenes with Fortnite RTX is anytime you're up high in the choppers, you can see the shadows of the trees, the flickering of the glistening water, that little lighthouse in the corner blinking at you. You know, for a game about murdering your fellow man in an arena where only one gets to live at the end, it just looks pretty nice. It's ambient. Feels homey. It's definitely distracting. Here I was looking at the shadow of my helicopter when a guy with the Doom Gauntlets attacked me. Yeah, no way I was winning 3 in a row. All right, here we are, game 20, the last game. Time for the verdict. Is it good? Does it look good? I think it does. Personally, I think at least for the viewer, it's definitely better in RTX. You're only gonna see 60 frames anyway, might as well see them as pretty as you can. I could also definitely see why a player wouldn't want to use this. You're getting a lower frame rate, there's shadows that players can hide in, it's kinda bad. At this point, I've only played 20 games, I haven't streamed yet, so I'm not gonna go all in on RTX just yet, but I'm definitely intrigued. You know, we'll see what happens though. During this video, I played pretty well, looked pretty good, and got 4 wins, so not too bad. Even the victory screen is better in RTX. Look at that confetti. Ooh! Again, if you're watching this video on the day it came out, make sure to check and see if I'm streaming live. I'm gonna be playing RTX and 100 drops. It should be fun. Thank you all for watching. Stay notable. See you in the next one.